Hey there, fellow founders. Are you looking to unlock the secrets behind rapid business growth? Join my vibrant meetup group where we dive into masterclasses on game-changing strategies every single month. We've tackled topics like building a lean marketing engine, crafting killer lead magnets, and leveraging gateway offers to sell high-ticket offers. And trust me, you don't want to miss out on the next one. Come share your experiences, learn from the best, and let's grow together. Sign up and be part of the next masterclass by going to events.sarahnoelblock.com. That's events.sarahnoelblock.com. Welcome to Tiny Marketing. This is Sarah Noel Block, and this is a podcast that helps B2B service businesses do more with less. Learn lean, actionable, organic marketing strategies you can implement today. No fluff, just powerful growth tactics that work. Ready to scale smarter? Hit that subscribe button and start growing your business with Tiny Marketing. Hello. Hey, friends. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Sarah, and this is Tiny Marketing, where we make marketing simple, sharp, and way more effective, especially if you don't have a giant team, a giant budget, or a giant desire to spend your life online. Today's episode is a big one, and with a small timestamp, I suppose, because I'm walking you through 2 changes happening in 2026 inside of Tiny Marketing. And these aren't like new logo, new vibes changes. These are structure changes that reflect how I actually work, what gets results the fastest, and what I'm seeing people needing right now. So if you've been around for a while, or if you're new and trying to figure out what Tiny Marketing even is, this episode is going to give you a super clear picture. So here's what we're covering. The Tiny Marketing Club is becoming booked out in 6 program. And 2, I'm officially opening up a corporate training in a bigger way, specifically an offer clarity alignment workshop. And at the end, I'll tell you exactly how to reach me if either of one vibe with you. All right, let's get into it. Part 1, Tiny Marketing Club is now booked out in 6. Good God. Booked out in 6. Okay, change number 1. If you've heard me talk about Tiny Marketing Club before, and I guarantee you have because I don't shut up about it, you may have thought of it as a membership or a group or a place to come to learn marketing and stay consistent. And it was kind of that. Let's talk about that. So originally, Tiny Marketing Club was built to be a home for people who couldn't afford a marketing consultant. They needed support, and I had all of my resources, my trainings, my tools all in one place. And it was more of a group experience. You can go through whatever path, whatever training you needed. You could hop into the Monday live sessions where we were doing co-working, we were doing biz dev blitzes, we had group office hours, things like that. But the more I worked with you, the more I realized that that isn't really what you need. So this is how it's evolved. Tiny Marketing Club is now booked out in 6. And the first thing I want you to know is this isn't a random rename. This is me being really honest about what the program actually needed to be for people to get the outcome they want. I started to notice that the people who were getting booked out within 60, 90 days, they were running through my program in a very specific format. I basically took the data, the people who had the biggest success, what did they do in what order to be able to get booked out as fast as humanly possible? And I realized 2 things. It was a very specific order of operations, but it was also the people who had a higher tier access to me that were getting booked out so quickly. So I just wanted to preempt that here. Here's what I've learned after working with a lot of business owners, service providers, consultants, and small teams. Most people don't need more content. They don't need another course. They don't need 30 ideas for reels. They don't need a bigger list of tactics to go through. They need a system that gets them booked out based on their strengths, their offer, their constraints, and their capacity. And they need it built in a way where they're not alone guessing or spending 6 months doing the wrong thing loudly. So the core shift is this. Booked out in 6 is one-to-one first. Group elements are a plus, so they still exist, but they're a plus. That's the reason for the change. The club format was great for community and momentum, but the thing that actually moves the needle the fastest is not more general marketing, it's clarity, it's implementation, it's strategy that's tailored to you specifically. So I'm going to pause there for a second before I move on, because this observation came to me on a sales call a couple weeks ago where I was like, okay, so this is what happens inside of the Tiny Marketing Club. And she goes, what is the Tiny Marketing Club? So this was after we had a booked out blueprint session, and she didn't even know what the main program was. She only knew how I talked about it. I talked about the 6 missions. We run through 6 missions together. And that is all she knew. She called it the 6 missions. So I was like, oh, dang, you know what? She's actually right. Club isn't the right word because it's not group or community first. It's a home for a program that we run through. So club didn't really make sense anymore for what it has evolved into. And I also realized the 6 missions, that's what is clear to the people that are coming in. That's what is resonating with people. And that's exactly how it's structured. So it made sense to change the program name to include, hey, we have these 6 missions that work. We have the order of operations down pat. We know how to get you booked out fast. So here's what the program looks like now. The booked out in 6 structure. The first piece is what I call the one-to-one booked out blueprint. This is where we build the foundation for your best path to booked out. Because booked out is not a singular formula. If someone tells you there's one formula, they're selling you a fantasy. Some people get booked out through referrals, if we build the right referral engine and offer narrative. Some people get booked out through outbound, if we refine targeting and messaging and create the right system. Some people get booked out through partnerships, if we position and package correctly. Some people get booked out through content, if we make it strategic and tie it to conversion. Some people's booked out looks a lot higher than other people's. We're all so different. So the blueprint is about building your specific foundation, the clearest, most repeatable path to getting clients reliably without burning out. So it's important we do that first so we can identify what your best path is to booked out and what your version of booked out looks like. Next, we decide your mission path. And a mission is basically a focused initiative that gets you closer to booked out. So instead of, I should work on marketing, it becomes, we're going to nail the offer narrative. We're going to build the lead flow system. We're going to tighten the sales process and fix friction. We're going to create the follow-up engine. We're going to rebuild your positioning so it's easier to buy. We have 6 missions, so I'm going to tell you exactly what they are and what we're doing. Okay, so the 6 missions. The first one is the gateway offer. This is the offer that is an entry point for all of your new clients. The second one is called Fast Cash, and this is where I show you how to close quickly. So it's focusing more on your warm leads and building sales strategies and sales tactics that make it easier to get the yes. The third mission is niche networker, and that's how we keep our sales pipeline full through a very specific system. The next one is called lead waterfall. That is how we get a whole bunch of qualified leads at one time. Next is many hat marketer. That's where we're building out your visibility engine that's really tight, really lean, and only focusing on the things that you really need to do. And then last is offers that scale. And at this point, you are probably booked out. That is what most people are seeing inside of the program. You are booked out and you have maxed out your revenue. So we need to look at your offers and see how can we make this more scalable. And for you, it might be making the deliverables, like the delivery system, a little more lean so it doesn't take so much of your time. It could be taking out pieces of the offer that don't matter as much as other parts. It could be adding a team, or it could be creating a group offer. It looks different for everybody. The key here is we pick the mission path that makes sense for you. So not everyone will need all 6. Some people only need 1. Some people need 3. We have the option to do 1, 3, or 6, so we can decide the path that makes sense for you. So we're not going to focus on what someone else is doing, what's trendy. You're not going to ever feel like you're falling behind. What will actually create momentum in your business is what we will focus on. So here's where we get really practical. Inside of each mission, you get a 1-to-1 kickoff call, and that's where we'll build the strategy. You get tools, trainings, and templates around that specific mission, and you only get access to that mission, so you're not getting distracted. You get DM access to me in your docs. Yes, literally me inside of the docs, putting in my comments and my revisions. And you get a wrap-up call so you don't finish a mission go, okay, what now? Or I think I'm missing something. We're going to go over anything that you might be missing so you can get that solved. One other piece that I want to add is each week you'll get micro tasks. So you're not overwhelmed with, this is 4 weeks of things that I need to do. You get little micro tasks each week so you know what to focus on and when. This part matters because so many programs stop at, here's the information. The information does not create booked out. Implementation creates booked out. And implementation requires decision support, strategy, accountability. By the end of the program, the goal is super clear. You will have launched your booked out system. You will likely be booked out within 3 months. And you'll have a repeatable playbook that you can tap into anytime. So that booked out blueprint that we do at the beginning, it's an evolving and growing doc because that's just the foundation. With each of your missions, you'll have a tab in there with the strategy for those missions. So you truly have this playbook at the end of the program that you can tap into. So you're not dependent on a certain platform or a certain season or a certain burst of motivation. You have something you can return to whenever you want to fill your sales pipeline again. And I'm not gonna lie, I have had to do this before where I'm super busy with client work. I let my systems drop and I have to pick things back up again when there's a slowdown. I literally just turn on my systems, my playbook. That is exactly what I teach you. And within 30 days, I'm good to go again. And I want to pause here and name something important. If you've ever felt like you had random marketing success, like 1 month was great and the next was crickets, this is the fix. Booked out isn't luck. Booked out isn't constant posting. It's not going viral. It's a system. And the reason this program works is because we're building your system step by step. Now, let's talk a little bit about the group bonuses. I said earlier it's 1-to-1 first, and it is, but group elements are a plus. So what are those pluses? You get monthly consulting masterminds. So this is where a bunch of consultants get together and we share information with each other. So come with your questions, come with your answers, and be the expert in the room. So bring what you're working on, what you're stuck on, what needs feedback, and what you're deciding between. And we workshop it together as a group. It's consulting energy, real decisions, real problems. I've been doing this now for a couple months, and everybody in that room is so freaking smart. It's insane. The other group element is quarterly workshops. So these are paid for everybody else. They have to pay for it. But if you are inside of my program, you do not. You get free access to it. So these are deeper trainings, usually around a specific skill or lever that helps you convert faster and more consistently. Think messaging, objective handling, funnel friction, sales processes, offer clarity, that kind of thing. And then last is get it done weeks. So these are for when you don't need another idea, you need execution. It's structured implementation time where the whole point is to complete a mission and remove the "I'll do it later" loop. You just get it done. Hence the name. So that's the first change. The Tiny Marketing Club is becoming booked out in 6, mission-based, one-to-one first program designed to build your booked out system and your booked out playbook. And it's happening because it's the fastest route to the results people actually come to me for. So why would I do it any other way? Okay, part 2, corporate training is officially here. Change number 2. This one is funny because it's not actually new. I've been doing corporate training since I started, like before I even started Tiny Marketing. But I almost never talk about it, so I thought I would do that. In 2026, that changes. I'll talk about it because I've realized something. A lot of revenue leaks don't come from marketing isn't good enough. They come from internal misalignment, especially between sales and marketing departments. If the company isn't clear on what it sells, who it sells to, and how to talk about it, marketing creates one story, sales tells a different story, leadership has another story, the website says something else, the deck says something else, and the customer feels it. And when the customer feels confusion, they pause. They hesitate, they delay, they ask for more calls, they don't convert, or they churn because what they bought wasn't what they thought they were buying. So here's what I'm offering in a more public way. Corporations can book me for virtual or in-person trainings and workshops. And the signature workshop I'm leading is Offer Clarity Alignment. This is a facilitated working workshop where sales and marketing teams align on what the company actually sells, like the transformation that they're selling. What does the client care about? Who they sell to, how they talk about it, how it's communicated consistently across the funnel so you reduce friction and increase revenue. This is not a sit and listen to a presentation workshop. This is a working session. We clarify the offer, we align language, we identify confusion, we fix the story, we make it usable. Because a strategy that lives in a doc and never makes it into conversations, decks, pages, follow-up emails, it's not a strategy. It's just a doc taking up room on your drive. So here's what this workshop is designed to do. Clarify what you actually sell, not what you think you sell, not the internal jargon version, the version customers understand and care about. Align sales and marketing language so people stop improvising the message depending on who's talking. Remove internal and likely external confusion, because if your team is confused, your buyers definitely are. Create offer narratives teams actually use. The goal is adoption. The goal is everyone being able to tell the same clean story. Explain value consistently so the buyer hears the same value across the funnel, ads, website, outbound, calls, follow-up, proposals, all of it the same. Shorten sales cycles because clarity reduces hesitation. Reduce friction in the funnel. Fewer moments. Address objections early so the objections don't show up at the end of the process when you're trying to close. And if you're hearing this and thinking, oh my God, yes, we have that problem, you're not alone. I'm literally talking to corporations all the time about it. But there is a solve. So most companies do not have a marketing problem. They have a clarity problem. And clarity creates speed. Speed creates revenue. So corporate training is officially something I'm talking about. And the Offer Clarity Alignment Workshop is the main way I'm supporting teams with that. So who are these offers for? Let's make it super simple. If you're a solo service provider, consultant, or small business owner who wants to build a clear, repeatable system to get booked out without throwing spaghetti at the wall, Booked Out in 6 is for you. If you're inside a corporation, a company, or you lead sales, marketing, product marketing, revenue, or growth, and you can feel a misalignment, the messy messaging, inconsistent stories, friction that's slowing everything down, the Offer Clarity Alignment Workshop is for you. All right, that's it for today. 2 big, tiny marketing changes for 2026. Tiny Marketing Club is now booked out in 6, one-to-one first, missions, and a full booked out system and playbook by the end. Corporate training is officially on the menu, including the Offer Clarity Alignment Workshop for sales and marketing alignment and revenue clarity. If you're interested in either of those offers, you can DM me on LinkedIn, that's where I'm the most active, or you can email me at hello@sarahnoelblock.com. That is hello@sarahnoelblock.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. You love all things tiny marketing? Head down to the show notes page and sign up for the wait list to join the Tiny Marketing Club, where you get to work one-on-one with me with trainings, feedback, and pop-up coaching that will help you scale your marketing as a B2B service business. So I'll see you over in the club.